Hello, and welcome to another edition of Danny's Delicioso, Food for Scholars. Today I'm hosting Mikey. She's my friend from school, George Brown. We're together in a program for culinary arts. She's from Finland. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hello everybody. My name is Mikey. I come from Finland. I go to George Brown with Danny. Today we're making some Karelian pies, which are very traditional pastry where I come from. It's well, I wouldn't call it pastry because it's salty, and we usually eat them, especially during the Christmas time. What else do you want to know about Finnish food? Finnish food is quite simple. We use a lot of natural ingredients, a lot of whatever is in the season.
Fish?
I would say we use quite a lot of fish. Maybe not as much as in some other Scandinavian countries, but
Reindeer?
yeah. Reindeer for sure. Reindeer is maybe eaten a little bit more in the northern regions, like in Lapland. It's maybe a little bit of like a touristy thing.
Okay.
So it's like a special kind of treat. We don't eat it every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you come here?
I came here because I wanted to study some culinary. Like I wanted to go to George Brown here, and why not? Canada. Something different.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, so tell us what we did so far.
So we basically put 1.5 liters of milk to a pot. We are boiling it right now. When it boils, you add some risotto rice. Right now we have here about 1.5 liters of milk that the fat percent is about 3.5. So don't use like skim milk or anything that doesn't have any fat. And we put 4 deciliters, which actually I don't know what I should check it out how much it is.
How much did you put?
I put it in decis, so.
Like, according to...
Now you have to cut this too.
It's okay.
Yeah, I put 4 of these, which is, I don't know what it is in cups.
How much is that?
We call it deci. That's the measure.
That's 100 milliliters.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
4 of those?
yeah. So I put. Okay, should I start over? Like explaining everything.
Stop saying cut it off. I'm not gonna cut it off.
Are you gonna cut that off?
I'm not gonna cut it off.
Oh yes, you are.
Okay, keep talking. 100 milliliters, 4 of those?
Yeah. So we put 400 milliliters of rice. Yeah.
Okay.
1.5 liters of milk.
Okay. So
You boil it about 20 minutes, half an hour, until it's almost cooked, and then you just let it sit.
Can you use any other rice except arborio?
I don't know rices that well. It has to be something that will get sticky and thick. So it's basically we're making a porridge.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
if you put it on a plate, it doesn't break down.
Break down. Okay. What's our next step?
Our next step is making the dough.
The dough.
Yeah.
So what are we doing now, Mikey?
So now we're making the dough, the base for the pies. So we're using rye flour. I couldn't find it from Loblaws, for example, so I had to go to Bulkport. So it can be a little bit hard to find in Canada, but you can find it. So we put 500 milliliters of rye flour, and then we also use regular flour. We use 2 decis, which is
200 mil?
100 milliliters.
Let's from now on speak,
Huh?
Let's from now on speak milliliters, centimeters, not decimeters.
It's alright, confusing.
So 200 more. So we're just waiting for it to cool down. So as you can see, it's the milk evaporated, the rice is nice and soft, not overcooked, and remember that it's gonna be in the oven cooking a little bit more. Now it's gonna get cold and it's gonna get sticky. The starch of the rice comes out and makes it all combine together. The dough. So what are we doing? What else are we adding?
We're adding salt. So 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons of salt.
Yeah. We also have to add some salt to the porridge.
Yes, salt added to the porridge. You can also add sugar to the porridge, which is what we do in my family. We have it as especially as a breakfast. So we have rice porridge. We just add a little bit of sugar to whatever you make, and it's just tasty, good.
Yeah. We do the same. You can also put some cinnamon, so it becomes kind of Christmassy.
Vanilla, cinnamon.
Yeah, whatever you want. Okay, then we're gonna need 300 milliliters of water.
3 decimals of water. 3 decimals of water.
Whatever. Yeah. So I think we're just gonna dump it there.
Cannot help her with the recipe because it's in Finnish.
Finnish.
I don't understand what it says. I can read it here. This is what it's gonna sound like. Sekoita, kurhosa, roishaut, venajut, jasuana.
Perfect.
What did I say?
You told me to mix the flour with the water
Ah, I read the perfect line.
and the salt.
I think we need more water.
Yeah, we're gonna put the whole thing and just take in some oil.
Should we not use hands to get a little...
No, we're gonna use hands too. I just always, like at this point, just use your spoon because it's sticky. It's gonna stick in your hands.
What? Paganelli would not be happy.
And how much oil? 2 tablespoons.
Okay, use your hand.
Okay.
Come on. Come on.
So it's basically almost like a pizza dough. Or it should be. We'll see. It is.
Okay. We put everything in? Anything else left?
Yeah, everything's done.
That's it?
Yeah. It's very simple.
Alright, I'm gonna read out and you're gonna tell me what you need to do. Kauli, taikina, rois, hoja, papuna, keitain, 3 millimeters. Yes?
Everybody's. Yeah, so we're gonna basically use the rolling pin to make it, flat, and then do little circles. In this case, it's just important that it's not too thick, basically. I think it actually might be already too thin.
Feels alright? Okay, so now we're gonna make... What are we doing next?
So we're gonna do rings.
We're gonna do rings.
I'm afraid it's a little bit too thin, but we'll see.
No, it looks actually alright.
Yeah. Great music.
It's African music. I have a playlist that I made on 8Track, and it's music from around the world. So there's, like, as you can hear, African, there's Spanish, Hebrew, English, Georgian,
better.
Ethiopian, Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, Espanol. Do you want it like long?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Like this is basically like it's supposed to be like this.
Like that.
Like that, yes. Perfect. It's smaller than we
This is
wanted.
what we want, basically. So it's long, thin.
Now this is going to be very small. So next batch we're getting a little bit thicker.
So originally, just a little bit of history about my blog and my Food for Scholars thing. Originally it started as a school project where our chef Kenjan, asked us to write blog posts about any topic that he told us to research about. The first one was to talk about ourselves. The second post would be taste buds, taste the new food that we never tasted before, right?
Yeah.
The third one was a fruit hunt that we had to discover a fruit that we never, tried before and work with it and try it and talk about it, which I made in my blog post a dessert. And then the fourth one, what was the fourth one? The last one.
One was soup for sure.
Oh, and the last one was soup.
Yeah.
The last one was soup. So in between those, I decided to take the blog to the next level and make it a little bit, as a hobby, a little bit of my thing. So I decided to do a weekly post about food, making food at home, homemade food. Specifically, it's not specifically, but especially for people like us, for people like Mikey, who live alone with a roommate or with their partner, and instead of spending money in restaurants, you can make your own food at home and save money. And that's how it started. So Mikey, you are my third guest in the blog. Before you, I had Matvey, who is a friend of mine, old friend of mine. Together we made some Mediterranean food. And after Matvey, I hosted my Argentinian tango teacher, which we made empanadas with my tango teacher. And you are the third one.
So what are empanadas?
Empanadas, like my teacher told me to say. Empanada, you emphasize the P. Empanadas. Empanada is basically you have a dough, like your basic dough. I think your basic dough. She didn't talk about the dough much, but what it is just you have the dough. You stuff it with the meat, with some filling. Now the filling of the meat is basically ground meat, ground beef, or any meat, but usually beef, with some sweated onions, boiled eggs. The key ingredient in Argentinian empanada are olives, which I dislike, but they're there. Argentinians do not like spicy. Surprising. They don't like spicy. So, but they do like, what is that Argentinian dressing that they use? I forgot.
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. They love chimichurri. They eat it for breakfast, they eat it for lunch, they eat it for dinner, they eat it for anything.
Isn't that usually a little bit spicy though?
Well, depends how you make it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have your regular dough. You put it together. You close it in a certain way. You'll see in the video, and you put a little bit of egg wash, and you shove it into the oven. Okay, so what do we have here?
So now we basically we put some salt to the porridge first of all. You should remember to do that because we definitely don't want this to be sweet. We want them to be savory. We put some porridge in the middle of the dough, and then we basically do this. You bring it to the middle, like together like that, and then you just pinch, fold the end, and do the same thing.
Now, we use the machine to make it look like that. But basically, this is what you want to make, so that you will have that. So you want to look it like that. And
Yeah. Actually, I would say these are. My grandmother would be horrified to see this. This is definitely. I would say this is the closest of what it's supposed to be looking.
this looks good.
But the shape is wrong. It's long and
Looks
you
like a
know.
boat.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a little bit like rounder. So this is a little bit closer to that.
Like a.
Yeah, like yeah.
Like a.
Eh. But
So,
at
if
the end
you-
of the day, it doesn't matter how they look because the taste is.
Yeah. So you can use a pasta machine. Not everybody has one. I do, so I brought it. You can use a rolling pin, which we have, and just remember that this is the shape you want. You want it a little bit thick, so you'll have a little bit of texture in the dough. Are we gonna dress it with some egg wash?
No, they're actually gonna go in very, very high temperature, just like that. You should put some flour on the pan so that it doesn't stick. And when we take them out, we're gonna put some melted butter on top. It's fantastic.
Cool. It sucked. So what we have here is melted salted butter.
So yeah, this is basically butter.
We have
Buy the one that has salt in.
we have here what we made today. When we put it in the oven, we blast the oven to 500 and you know high heat, the highest it can go.
550 as high as
You
you can basically put your oven. Yeah.
You put it inside, you let the rice to brown a little. Your dough will not get as much as color as you can see.
No, they just get crunchy.
It will just get crunchy, and you just, as you saw, you take a brush and you just brush it with salted butter. Remember though, when you salt when you salt your rice, be careful not to over salt it, because you're going to put salted butter on top of it. So there's more salt, so be careful. Also, another issue, another part, when you close down your, hold on, I'm gonna put a little more focus to it. When you close down your dough, be careful not to keep the dough sticking out thinly like that. You want to push it inside the rice
And down.
and down. Why? So it will not, so the edges will not burn.
Yeah.
So something like this is not good. We're going to fix it.
Something like this is good.
Something like that,
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
is perfect, almost, except here.
Oh, and it takes about 12 minutes in the oven, and then they're good.
12 minutes.
Yeah. They won't brown much.
Okay. And that's, Mikey made it. Why? Because she remembered her grandmother making this. and it's one of her. Is it one of you said it was one of your favorite dishes?
It's very traditional dish. It's from the area where I come from. You know, my grandmother used to make these. It's very Finnish. Yeah, like you asked me to make something very Finnish, and the first thing I thought was curry.
This.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
So oven blasted 550, 12 minutes, melted salted butter. When you take it out, you just spread it on top, give it a little bit nice flavors of butter and salt, and the butter softens the dough.
Slightly. It's you like some people like them crunchy. I like them crunchy. But if you like them softer, then you can just cover them. You put just a towel or whatever. You just cover them.
And the steam,
And the
will,
steam will
soften it.
Yeah.
Basically, we have extra dough here that we made, not enough porridge, but that's okay. You can just put aside the dough, freeze it, and then reuse it. And it's a very, very simple procedure to do with this type of food.
You can also freeze these. Like
You can
we do
also
now.
freeze this.
Like usually what we do, we make a big batch at once, and then we just freeze them.
What's this for?
This is for the egg butter.
The what?
The egg butter.
Egg butter?
Egg butter, yeah.
What's that?
We're gonna make egg butter and go on top. So
Oh.
delicious.
There's another step.
Yes.
There's another step.
Yes.
What's the
Did
step?
I not tell you that? So basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna, well this is done, like it's ready. But what we traditionally eat it with, we're gonna boil some eggs, smash them, put some salt, make them quite salty, because we like salt. Put some butter, a little bit of margarine. I like to put margarine because butter, when you fridge it, like when you put it to the fridge, it's gonna get like super hard if you don't put a little bit of margarine in it. Oh, sorry. And yeah, so basically we're just gonna make a butter with smashed eggs in it, and it's fantastic.
Delicioso.
Yes, it goes on top.
Okay, so it's just boiled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs, yeah.
Here's the trick with hard-boiled eggs that I was taught by a chef from school. Her name is Chef Patashnik. So what you do is you boil the water, salt the water,
Salt the water.
salted
Oh,
boiled water, fill the water up. You put as many eggs as you want. You put the eggs inside. You cover it. You turn off the heat, and you let the eggs sit for about 9-10 minutes.
So
That's it.
So that the shell comes out?
No,
Easier? Or why?
the shell, it doesn't have to do with the shell. So it won't overcook inside.
Okay.
And that's it. You just put it inside, you let the water boil, you put the eggs inside, you turn off the heat, you cover it, and you let it sit there for 9-10 minutes.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
And if it's not, let it sit a little bit more, 12 minutes. And you open it, you'll see that it's ready. Now, when you open the egg and you see a little like a ring around the yolk and the outside layer of the yolk, then it means that you overcooked it. When you peel off the shell and it doesn't come out properly, that means it's just the egg is very young.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
very young egg.
Yeah.
And so don't
Usually
worry
I
about
think
that.
when they're older than a week or 2 weeks, it's better.
Yeah. So
Like the
now
shell
it's,
comes off.
maybe we should put, how many eggs you put?
Depends how much butter we want to make. We can put 4, 5.
Okay.
Depends. You want to take some home?
Of this?
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to be hosted in my blog, if anybody wants to contribute in any way, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email is dani.123453@gmail.com. you can contact me. And if you want to be hosted and share your opinions, share your cuisine, share your food, and you want to show how to make your own food, we definitely can set it up. We can meet at your place or my place and we'll cook the food, we'll film it or take pictures, whatever sort of media you wanted to use, and post it in my blog as well. No problems. Contact me if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so we boiled the eggs. As I said, the method: 9 minutes in boiled water. Turn off, put it aside, let it boil, let it cook inside. Take it out, break it. We put salted melted butter, salt it a little bit, break it down. Then we're gonna put on top of the pastries, which are not sweet, salted, and we're gonna put it on. So go ahead, and we're gonna try it.
The more you can put on top, the better.
Cheers!
Cheers.
Cheers! See you next time in Danny's Delicioso Food for Scholars.